of winning as well. So you could probably get a razor blade between the two of these. The odds makers fancy that Graham Usher is a safer bet to go on and win this group outright than Conor Heneghan, the 27-year-old, who has been a weekly winner in the past, but it's incredible to think that he's only 27 when you consider the amount of darts he's played here and just in general. Graham Usher, we know all about him and his experience. So here we go then in Group B. Alongside me for the action tonight, Keegan Brown, and earlier on I was partnered by Scott Mitchell. Now I've got Keegs. They only tend to put me with dart players that wear pink shirts. What's going on?
Well, we're just lads with good fashion sense, aren't we? You know, that's all it comes down to. But yeah, really privileged to be called in this Group B this week, and what a great game we're going to kick off with.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier on, Keegan, you were a little bit surprised. In fact, you were so surprised when you saw the odds and that Heneghan was 7-1.
95.
You actually almost fell out of your chair. That's not an exaggeration, but it just goes to show how stacked this group is, that the outsider is at 7-1. Because normally you see much higher odds than that for the player that the bookies least fancy.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, let's be honest, with Conor's history here at the Super Series, you know, Mr. 9-darter.
58.
And obviously winning the international pairs last year with John O'Shea, and you know, you think 7-1. You know, if he was
58.
a betting man, it's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? But that's just my humble opinion.
Well, remember, if you are going to have a bet, it's 18 plus. Gambleaware.org. Please gamble
60.
responsibly. But speaking of gambling, this man's called the Gambler, and you'd be a brave person to bet against him. He's gone for the maximum.
Yeah, I was absolutely screaming in the comms box. Go to the
61.
19s. There's no way it's going to lay it. And what do I know? That's why I'm in the comms box. So he's looking at 66. My look at the bullseye of the treble 10 route. Come on, Graham. You've been playing darts long enough to know what you got left. He's gone for the full route. Never seen that one before.
71.
I can't believe the amount of times he glanced at the scoreboard. It was still 66. It doesn't matter how many times you look. It's not going to change. Heneghan will be dying for just a ton. That's even better.
52.
12 for tops. Oh, he used it nicely. Just wondered where that would deflect. Deflects into tops. That gives Graham Usher the advantage via a breaker throw. 1-0.
$58. $140.
Yeah, it's a good start there from Conor to bounce back
60.
from the first leg. This is the sort of, leg where Conor just, it'd be nice just to break the throw, get back on level
60.
peg, and then, back on throw as such.
Yeah, these first games of the day are always interesting, aren't they, Keeks? Because you know that when you see the lineup for this group,
60.
you're going to be in for a tough test, whether you're playing game 1, game 3, game 6, whatever game you're playing, you know it's going to be hard. But what you want is a settler, don't you? You want to ease your way into it, have a good start. So
100.
one of these players is going to have to walk off with their tail between their legs. It's almost as much about how you bounce back sometimes in these campaigns.
Yeah, exactly that. And, that's the thing I always say as a dart player. You never truly settle down until you get, the first sort of 180 and the first double, because then, you're seeing the board right.
105.
But, yeah, and this is the problem where, there's absolute equality in every single game, well, for the next 10 games of the evening. So,
100.
I think
Conor
that they've run into another good, full, solid dart players.
Well, Heneghan wants double 8 to take out 96 and to hit Usher back with another breaker throw.
First. Game on.
Well, it's been a high quality start to this one.
Let's be honest, that it has been high quality. We've had 2 legs, both against the throw, and they've both been 15 dart legs.
Yeah. 83. $100.
Yeah, Heneghan's whipped in a couple of ton 40s. That 96 checkout means that he started the match with an average of above 90, which you'd be pleased with. He can keep consistently at that level, and I know it's easier said than done, but throughout the night, he'd be very, very pleased, I think.
Yeah, let's be honest. If you can keep between, say, a 93 and a 97 average, you ain't going to
70.
lose a lot of games, are you? But, it's one thing. I enjoy this type of dart match between, obviously, both Conor and,
180.
obviously, the Usher there for a second 180. But both players are using normal equipment. When I say normal equipment, they're using an old-fashioned stem
65.
and an
Look at
old-fashioned
81.
flight. None of this, soupy, mouldy stuff. It's, old-fashioned darts.
Getting shot on the third leg, Graham Usher.
It's another 2-dart sweep, this time for Graham Usher, who takes
Fourth
out
leg, Graham to
81.
throw first. Game on.
It's another breaker throw, this time an 11-darter.
Now, if I'm going to be a fortune teller, I'm going to go Conor
100.
might hit a 11 dartless throw. This leg even. And he's starting off like a train. But yeah, absolutely fantastic stand-up from both players.
100.
Because I always feel there's nothing worse when you're playing first, because between you and the other person, or the opponent,
60.
sorry, you're both setting the tempo as such. You're setting the tempo, you're setting the mood for the evening. So I always feel, there's always a lot of pressure on the first two players.
$97.
Yeah, we said it was cigarette paper
60.
kind of stuff, didn't we, before the game started? And the bookies didn't seem to think so, but sometimes you can just tell, can't you, heading into a match that it's going to be a close one.
58.
To be fair, it's always interesting to see the players that are kicking off their campaign today, to see how they
58.
react and play, against the players that have already been here for 3 days.
Well, you know exactly what it's like. You've played there and done that. So fatigue can creep
45.
in. There is a danger of playing too much, throwing too many darts. I actually think about controlling that and, keeping a level and a
100.
check on that is quite an important thing to do when it comes to the long haul of these Super Series campaigns.
Yeah, 100%. And, that's why you see so many, ex-tour
45.
card holders
Graham
doing well
Newcastle,
over the 5 days,
23.
over the 6 day period. But Graham at 66. Come on, Graham, 66 again. Surely.
And he's checking again.
He's chased this 3 times now.
Well, add another 6 and they call it the devil's number. There's
Getting shot
nothing
on the
devilish
fourth leg,
about
Graham
that.
Usher.
That was heavenly. He hasn't done a great deal wrong. In fact, he's only been given 1 chance at double. That was at the end of a 96 shot. Now he's hitting maximums,
180.
and he's 2 legs behind.
And yeah, he's the bookie's outsider. How has darts changed? If
140.
you're looking at the averages, we talk about a lot of the averages in the box, and the winning legs so far, like we alluded to, 3 15 darters and 11.
58.
It's the equivalent of nearly 108 average for winning legs. It's absolutely fantastic standard to kick off this Thursday evening.
140.
Let's hope it continues long into the evening. And let's hope you stick with us
81.
here on Pluto TV. Every dart live and free on the channel. So thanks for joining us. And hopefully we can see
100.
more of you both tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening as we figure out who will be back here for Saturday night's finals night. And the aforementioned
52.
international
Heneghan
pairs as well is fast
21.
approaching. So that'll be a great fun to watch. Down to the 17s then. For the ball. Oh,
Getting shot
Graham
on the match,
Usher.
Graham Usher.
1, 2, 3 in the last leg. 1, 2, 1 in this leg. Both on the bullseye. Doesn't matter what you throw at this man. He will find a way to come through it. And Conor Heneghan threw at him plenty. Couple of 140s and a maximum in there. 96 checkout, but Usher was just too good.